All right, what is going on, everyone? We are live. Welcome back to the Unconventional Mindset. My name is Odum, and every day, Monday through Friday, we get together right here on YouTube and we live stream our process of trying to build ourselves a company which is going to generate us $1 million in revenue every single year. And pretty late live stream today. I was pretty much gone all day doing some filming for a client. And that was a lot of fun. Haven't done that in a while, actually. So it was actually really cool. I definitely enjoyed doing that. And yeah, so anyways, back home, I had to reset up all the gear and everything like that, all the cameras and stuff. I need to get more cameras so then I could just keep this one stuck here, dedicated to filming. Anyways, so yeah, so that's why we're starting late today. And today, what I figured we'd do is, oh, geez, excuse me. So we have decided that we are switching to pivot our creative agency from building websites just for anybody, but doing creative work specifically for academics and scientific researchers. So we're going to go into the science niche. So we're really going to niche down into a specific kind of market, right? Oh, that's some good water. So that being said, before we dive into anything in terms of writing content and doing sitemaps and all that kind of stuff, which we're going to get into, but I figured it would be really good to start by talking to people that are heavily involved in academics right now, in academic institutions, and see if we can get some valuable insights on what they're seeing are the trends in the industry and seeing kind of what people are looking for with regards to creative services, right? Are people looking more for websites? Are they looking for figuring out how they can run their events? Or are they looking for just help with communicating messages, whether that's making like brochures and creative like materials? So maybe it's videography services. I don't know. So let's kind of find out. I mean, I have an idea because, of course, I've been in academics for quite a while, but it would be good to talk to other people to either validate the things that we do know or validate things that we think are going to work, but they think are not going to work, and to just get an overall feel for some new ideas that we potentially haven't thought of. So that being said, I figured what we do right now is we're just going to go into an email here, and we're going to craft an email, and this is going to go to a friend that we have. And I probably can think of sending it to a few other people as well too, but I know one person for sure I want to reach out to, and I want to reach out to them today. So I'm not going to put in their email address or anything like that, but we're just going to start crafting the message here, and yeah, and then we'll see about maybe what kind of feedback we can get, and maybe even better, we could see if we can invite them to take them out for lunch or dinner or something like that to get some information from them. So I'm going to, hey, and I'm just going to right now, just put their name just to keep it super anonymous because, not that I think you'd be able to figure it out, but anyways, still. So I just want to say, how should we start this message? I could just say, hope all is going well with you. And there's a few, I think I know there's a couple personal things that I want to start with, but I don't want to say it again here right now because I don't want to give anything like personal away. So the first sentence is basically going to be, hopefully you guys can see this. I think the text is pretty, can I make this text bigger? View, zoom in. Oh, I can. All right. So maybe control plus. That didn't work. What was the shortcut? Zoom in, control plus. Well, that's what I just did. Control plus. Maybe it's this plus. Not working. That's weird. All right. Zoom in, view, zoom in. Could I make this? Okay, I think that's a little bit bigger, and you guys can see that. Okay, cool. All right. So, and then we'll just say personal message / note. I wanted to touch base with you to get some feedback on. Well, let's get your feedback and insights. Well, maybe we can start. Hang on. So I could say I'm thinking of howdy from Mexico. Kevin, you're in Mexico? Right on. Well, enjoy the weather. I hope you're enjoying the weather. What are you doing down there? Vacation, I guess? I don't know if you said you were going to Mexico. Or maybe I just didn't remember where you were saying, because I knew you were saying you were going somewhere. But anyways, that's awesome. So are you there with the family? Or is it just you? What's going on? Is Rolando there with you? You guys hanging out? Then what are you doing here watching the stream? We're coming in from Mexico. Anyways, but good to see you as always. As always. Thank you so much for joining, especially from being all the way in Mexico. Work conference. Oh man, that's not bad. That's not a bad place to be for a work conference, that's for sure. Yeah, enjoy the time away. You know, you can go to bed when you want. You can wake up when you want, undisturbed. Well, maybe not when you want. You probably have to wake up early to do whatever conferencey stuff you got to do. But that's awesome. That is awesome. Get to flying out to Mexico. Geez, you hiring? Okay. What was I saying? I'm thinking of. I'm going to be pivoting my creative agency to focus on providing services strictly to customers. Should I say customers? Yeah, customers in the academic space. And yeah, I'm thinking professors. I'm thinking research groups and organizations. I want to touch base with you to get some feedback and insights into what types of services what could that? So what exactly do I want to say, and what kind of information do I want to get back? Like, I definitely want him to get back to me and say things like, okay, I've worked with such and such people at the university, and they're really always looking to me asking for this type of work. And then that's the kind of information that I know, oh, they're looking for that type of work. So if I offered that type of service, that's something that would be of benefit to me in terms of my agency, so I could offer that service, right? So I want to touch base, get some feedback, insights into what types of services my target market would be looking to receive. Would be just what would be looking for. Would be looking for. I'm very flexible. Since I'm just starting this process, I'm very flexible with the types of services I can offer. But in my mind, I'm envisioning an agency which can run multiple types of services that research organizations typically look for. Something like that. Which offers, not runs, which offers many services that research organizations typically look for. I'm going to be pivoting my creative agency to focus on providing services strictly to customers now. I want to touch base to get some feedback and insights into what types of services my target market would be looking for. Since I'm just starting this process, I'm very flexible with the types of service I will offer. However, I do have a vision of an agency which offers many services that organizations typically look for. And I'll just put in brackets, and are not afraid to pay, like say, good money for. Okay. And the thing is, the things that I want to do is I don't want to lead them on as well too. You know what would be really great? I'm gonna ask him if he wants to come on the actual live stream and like have this conversation live. That would be really, really cool. They might not want to though, but I think I'm gonna offer that anyways, because you never know. Rolando, how's it going? Welcome. Sorry we couldn't connect today. It's been really crazy today, and I didn't get your message till quite later because I was just shooting basically all morning and afternoon. So, but yeah, let's see if we can connect sometime soon though. I appreciate your message. Thank you. And Kevin's in Mexico too, believe it or not. So, which is kind of funny. All right. So, yeah, I don't want to lead the person on, but I could say, so Rolando's saying, Kevin, in which city of my beautiful and beloved Mexico are you? Okay. Yeah, I don't know if this makes sense. Definitely excused. Of course. Okay. So yeah, I don't know if I should say this or not in this email, but let's put it in there right now. The services that I can offer and have already are, and then I guess we'll put in some bullet points here. Videography, photography, website design plus development, application development, data management, and event event planning. I'm gonna put a asterisk beside that one. Copywriting. No, I'm not gonna put that in there. Live AV production, and I'm going to put asterisks, say outsource the work. Not outsource. I think it's would bring on contractor to help with the work. Event/conference planning, live AV production. Is there anything else? Yeah. Okay. So I would really love to talk with you about this. And or maybe I could say, would you have time to sit down with me to discuss your thoughts on this and to give me your advice on how I can proceed? If you do, I'd love to take you out for lunch or dinner sometime soon to discuss. And then I could say alternatively, alternatively, I am live streaming this entire process on YouTube. No, no. It's too much. I'm asking too much. I don't want this to be, overwhelming. Okay. Okay. Hey, whatever. Hope everything's going well with you. The blah, blah, blah. Personal note. I'm going to be pivoting my creative agency to focus on providing services strictly to customers in the academic space. I'm thinking research groups and organizations. And then I say, basically, groups that that are okay spending money, and that I can build a thriving agency around. Basically, clients that have money to spend on quality work, and that I can build a thriving agency around. Looking to build out a team as soon as I can. Let me pivot my creating to focus on providing services strictly to customers in the academic space. I'm thinking research groups and organizations, basic clients that have money to spend on quality work and that I could build a thriving agency around. Yeah, that's fine enough to just say that. Of course, you are super knowledgeable in this space, and I'd love to get some feedback and insights into what types of services my target market would be looking for. Right. And then, so then I could talk about, money pivoting. Of course, you are super knowledgeable in this space. And I'd love to get some feedback and insights. I'd love to get some feedback or your feedback. I'd love to get your feedback and insights into what type of services? Into what type of services? What types of services? I think types because it's plural. What types of service? I don't know if it's what type of services or what types of services my target market would be looking for. I'm very flexible. With what services I could offer. But to give you a bit of context into what I've done so far for academic clients. To give you a bit of context into what I've done so far, here are things that give you a bit of context. Here are services that academic clients have paid me for since I started my company. Right. No one has paid me for photography, so I'm going to take that out. Here are things that I can do, but no one has paid me for. And here is where we'll go back and we'll put in photography, and then we'll say, whoops, Control X, and then paste. Okay, no one has paid me for data management either, technically. So here are things that that I can do. I'll just say very well. Yeah. Okay. Thinking research groups and organizations. I'm going to put this. I want to say something because I know this person as well. I would love to work with them. And I don't know if it's too cheesy. This is probably too cheesy. I'd love to know what you think. But if I say something along the line, I think this is just way too much. Because it doesn't make any sense really to say. But I know that what I want to do as an agency is I would love to hire on a few people. I don't know how many people I would need, but people that would complement the skills that I have, especially in this academic space, in terms of, hey, you're a really good communicator. You're really good at crafting the messaging and writing the press releases and all that kind of, it's more on the political academic side of things, stuff that I'm not good at. And there's other ways in terms of how to interact with like the different funding agencies and the bodies like that. So bring on a couple different people that can help you with their skills. And I would love to pay them a really, really good salary. In fact, everybody that would, if I build it to where I want it to be, I mean, everyone to have like a good, six-figure salary. So, I know this person, it would be really great to work with them at some point down the road. But I guess now's not the time, unless I'm actually suggesting like a partnership, which I'm not. I guess basically what I'm trying to say is I think it's too soon to put that in this message of like, hey, I really want to build this into like a really big agency that can do really great work. Are you interested, or would you be interested in joining? I don't think that message can come without me being able to offer anything. Yeah, so it doesn't make any sense. Yeah, sorry, this is me thinking out loud here. So let's just start the ball rolling nice and small and see if we can just get this quick. Hey, let's just touch base and let's have a chat, see how things are going, say hello, and maybe talk about some potential ideas. Okay. So, blah, blah, blah. Of course, you are super knowledgeable space, and I'd love to get your feedback. I'm just going to say feedback / insights into what types of services my target market would be looking for. And what might be the most profitable space to get into. Profitable, maybe market. So I'm just trying to I'm very flexible with what services I could offer. But to give you a bit of context, here are services that academic clients have paid me for. Yeah. So here are services that academic clients have paid me for. Here are the services that academic clients have paid me for since I started my company. Yeah. Company 2 years ago. Videography, website design, development, application development. Here are things that I can do very well, but no one has paid me for yet. Photography, data management, event/conference planning. Is there anything else? Is there anything else that I would like to offer? So I guess we can, you know what we can say? We could just put in here. graphic design, and I think we can put in branding as well. It's kind of similar. Yeah, I'll put the graphic design, general creative services. And maybe just general technical support. Yeah, I don't even know how to say that, but it's just general technical support. Graphic design / creative services. Yeah. Tech support. Yeah, that makes sense. Hmm. Videography, I guess. Both shooting and production and post-production. I'll put in podcasting there in the sense of like audio production / audio production. Okay. And right. So maybe I say all that being said, would you have time to sit down with me to discuss your thoughts on this? I'd love to hear your advice on how, discuss maybe just your thoughts. I'd love to hear your advice on how I should proceed, on how I can proceed. If you do, I'd love to take you out for lunch or dinner sometime soon to discuss. I could say, I'm free anytime next week. That works for you. I'd love to give a specific date and time just to make it easy to get an answer, but it's hard to know what someone's availability is going to be. Okay. So how's this sounding? I think we're getting there. All right, let's see. Okay, so hey, first name. Hope everything is going well with you, and thank you so much for blah 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 personal stuff. So I wanted to touch base with you because I'm pivoting my creative agency to focus on providing services strictly to customers in the academic space. Let's bold that. I'm thinking research groups and organizations, basically clients that have money to spend on quality work, and that will allow me quality work, which will allow me to build a thriving and Thriving and prosperous agency. You think the audio is gone? I'm still showing up, like my levels are still showing. But you can't hear me at all? Let me check. Because I'm looking at OBS here and everything is going. I'm not muted. I can see that. Hang on. I'm gonna bring it up here. So it shows that I'm live. Yeah, so I can hear myself here. Well, yeah, so I can hear myself here. Yeah, so that's kind of weird. If the audio's not working and I'm putting this here on the microphone, you would be able to pick it up. Brent, you're here. How's it going, my friend? Audio's fine here on my end. Cool. Thank you very much. So Rolando, everything's good on our end here, or on my end. Our as in me. Yeah. Okay. So I don't know. Hopefully you get that figured out. Maybe computer restart? I don't know. Let me guess. You're not using a Mac, are you? Going well. Just having you on in the background while doing some work. Cool. Right on. That's awesome. How am I doing? I'm doing pretty good. A little bit tired today. I've been just out filming all day. But that was fun. But just tired. But otherwise pretty good. And yeah, looking forward to getting feedback from actual people. Again, I think maybe this is, I don't know if it's ego or whatever, because I'm always thinking like, yeah, I've been involved in academics. I know the space, blah, blah, blah. I never talk to anybody. So this time I want to sit down and like interview like people and just get their opinions and feedback and see what people are asking for, people that are in it right now, and kind of see on the ground what the market's like, and just getting that feedback. So again, like the whole thing is like, I want to do this right. Thinking of this agency, I want to do it right. And I want to like really build this. I don't see why we can't build this into a 7-figure agency. Especially with the amount of money that's always flowing, into academic institutions. I don't think that's going to slow down. Well, actually it is probably going to slow down, to be honest. But I don't think it's ever going to die, because you need to have that funding for that straight research. But in terms of people getting individual education, I think a lot of people are turning away from academic institutions and going to the school of YouTube and Udemy and all these other places to learn stuff. So that's a little bit of a different topic, but I think it's actually pretty important. It actually is pretty important, yeah, because the way people are educating themselves, if they're not going to go to university anymore because they think it's more of a scam or whatever the case may be, that means less funding those institutions are going to have. So it'll be interesting to see what happens with academia in the next 25 years or so. Brent, you're using a Mac and everything's working. Don't blame the Mac. I blame the Mac for everything. You know, it's just how it is, because they are the cause of all the problems. Where it's not heard on your TV. I'm also using a Mac, but I can't hear anything on my TV. Very strange. Yeah, I really don't know what that could be. Like, so it's coming in on your computer, but it's not coming. It's not coming on your TV. And are you watching it on like an actual, like the YouTube app on your TV, or are you bringing it in from your computer through like an HDMI cable onto your TV? Because if that's the case, then and if it's going through a receiver or something, there might be some issue with the audio channel. Yeah, I don't know. It's so like it's almost like impossible to troubleshoot because I don't know what the setup is like. Anyways, sorry, I don't know what to do. Hopefully, I hope it could work out. But yeah, yeah, always a chance to jab at Apple, but that's okay. You can certainly take your jabs at Windows, and I would take it as well too, because Windows. I am not a fan of Windows either. I would much prefer Linux and to work on a Linux machine for the rest of my days. But there's just some things that just don't work well with Linux. that I think, well, before it was like Adobe. It's like Adobe is like was just garbage on Linux. So, but now that I'm out of the Adobe ecosystem, maybe going to Linux might be worth another look. And I think the drivers nowadays are pretty good. Yeah. What else do I need for Linux? So Newman's anti-Mac, but he's a Webflow lover. The irony of the things. Yeah. Point well taken. 'Cause 1 point for you. Concede. Yeah. As long as he sticks to Webflow, we'll keep watching. Yeah. Listen, Webflow is, yeah. I don't know. Can you compare Webflow to Apple? I guess you can in terms of everything's really proprietary and everything's just kind of closed down. And you use Webflow and then that's that. Yeah, that's true. But Webflow allows me to make money. So unlike Apple just takes money out of my pocket. They don't give. It's a one-way relationship. All right. Yeah, definitely. And that's the thing. The only thing that I can see is for all the clients that we're going to be looking for, like academic clients, Webflow is still going to be the weapon of choice. But if there's any clients that need any real, like they want to develop some kind of crazy data platform or a management tool or something like that needs to be proprietary, or they have their requirements where things need to be housed in servers within Canada or whatever, then we'd have to go away from Webflow because I think they're running their stuff through, I'm not sure, but I would bet that they're running their stuff through Amazon. And that's all over the place. And I can't guarantee that content would be hosted on like Canadian servers. So there's weird things that we need to think about for academic clients, depending on what the requirements are and the funding and all that kind of stuff. But yes, definitely still going to be sticking with Webflow. In addition, he compensates for his insecurities with his 80-inch monitor. Actually, you put them all together, it's like a good 90 inches, my friend. So, it's good. It just keeps getting bigger and bigger. Next week it'll be 100-inch. So a man's got to do what a man's got to do. Okay. Jokes aside, may I suggest you summarize that email? It seems very full of fluff to me. Well, this is a friend, so this isn't some random guy that I'm just emailing. So, but I would like to ask you then, like in all seriousness, what part would you say is fluff? I mean, I could, like all of this stuff, do I not? I guess I don't even need to really say this. Maybe this is all garbage, right? Because I guess the point of me saying all this is like, here's just an idea of all the stuff that I can do. But maybe, yeah, you're right. Maybe I don't want to, again, like I said at the beginning, I don't want to steer the thought process into a specific avenue, right? Like I don't want to ask any like leading questions. So I just want to be like, hey, I want to do something for academics. I want to focus on academics. What do they need? So, right. Yeah, okay. So if we get rid of that, let's just, okay, hang on. Building creativity to focus on providing services strictly to industry round. Of course, you are super knowledgeable in the space, and I'd love to get your feedback / insights into what types of services my target market would be looking for, and what might be the most profitable market to get into. Yeah, let's cut that out. If it's a friend, then all the more reason to just ask to talk to him to hear his opinions. Right. Okay. So let's get rid of this. Yeah, all that being said, why is that? I'm thinking of reaching out, basically. I'd love to get your feedback into what type of and say, do you have time to sit down with me to discuss your thoughts? Or just to discuss? I'd love to hear what you'd have to say. To hear what what you'd have to say. What you'd have to say. Do you have time to sit down to discuss over lunch or dinner? There we go. There we go. Yeah. Yeah, I definitely don't want to overthink this. And thanks, Rondo, because I think, I don't know. I just overthink things a little too much. I don't know if it's like the camera and being like, okay, we're gonna write this crazy thing, but it's like, yeah, just talk like a human. Yeah. Yeah. And this is what I'm thinking. I love your feedback. And if is this, could I providing services? Time to spend on quality work and blah 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 blah. Cut that out. To get into. You always overthink things. Instead of an email, I would send a WhatsApp or a text message on my cell phone. More informal. After all, that's what friends are for. So I agree with you. Like, hey, just give them a call. But I guess what I wanted to do, though, in all honesty here, Rolando, is just like document this process, right? That's kind of what this whole live stream is about. Is like, hey, here's just what I'm doing. So yeah, I would probably just give them a call, like honestly. But I just want to, showcase what I'm doing. So I'm just going to reach out via email. So does that make sense? So yeah, definitely. And I'll do this one, and then I'll send out other communications to other people kind of offline. But I just wanted to at least just show kind of what one message is. And then, in a couple of days or whatever, we'll see what the results are. Then at least I can come back on the stream and say, hey, remember that video I did a couple of days ago? Check out episode number, what are we? What the hell? Oh, episode 409. That was the email message I did, and you can go back, maybe use that as a template. Again, thinking long-term, this is, the whole process of building $1 million company, right? So, and giving people like little actionable stuff that is kind of sprinkled along the way. So that's why I'm kind of wanting to do it this way. But yeah, your point is spot on. If they're friends and you know them, then just reach out to them in the way that you normally would reach out to a friend. But I guess something like this would be maybe better for someone that I don't know, that I just want to touch base with them. But then I'd probably just reach out to them like within LinkedIn. And maybe we can do that. We could go through LinkedIn and be like, hey, I would like to connect with this person because they're such and such. And then just try to connect with them and say, hey, I just love to, do you have 15 minutes to have a quick chat? And go from there. So, yeah. So no, it doesn't make sense to me. You can't put the content before the main objective. Can't put the content before the main objective. I'm just trying to think if I agree with that or not in this specific situation, or if that's a hard and fast rule, which works 100% of the time. You can't put the content before the main objective. But this is to say, number one, yeah, how do I normally communicate with people? And I know with this friend too, most of our communications sometimes is over the phone, but most of the time it is via email. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I agree with that 100% of the time. I think you may even mean the content of like the whole stream in general. Yeah. I don't know. It's something to think about, to be honest. I don't know exactly how to answer that and how to think about that. Because I think what you're saying is don't sacrifice the actual goal of building the company just to get content. And that's true. So you don't want to, I agree with that. But I guess another question that I would have, sorry, this is getting totally like philosophical now. The question that I would have is sending someone an email like this going to completely ruin my chances of being able to sit down and have lunch with this guy and to chat? Like, I doubt it. So I do think you need to think a little bit about both. Because if I go out thinking of not what my content is going to be at all, then I think like, I'm just thinking if I'm going to make a video, yes, you do need to have the objective, but you do need to understand and think about how you're going to achieve that objective with the content that you're going to be displaying. I don't know. I think this is getting a little too much into the weeds, but maybe it's a cultural thing, but I would never put the content before the results. You can do the live talking about the results and how you achieved it, but not the other way around. Yeah, I think it's a... Let me just read this again. But not the other way around. I think what I will say is I agree with you probably 90%. And I think there's going to be some flexibility in which there's some merit to think about the content because of what the objective, the long-term objective is. Because I think there's two objectives here. Number one, there's the objective of getting the right information from the people that I want to talk to. There's that objective. But there's also the primary objective, which is at the end of this whole series, there's going to be 2,000, 3,000 episodes, whatever it's going to be, of the process of getting to $1 million. So that's the overall main objective. And there's going to be constantly little objectives on the way that are all the million stepping stones that you need to go to get there. So I just want to make sure that there are things that are in here that are servicing that goal and that objective. So I think maybe there's like a mini objective and the main objective, which maybe those ones can be a little bit in conflict, perhaps, in terms of which one do you prioritize for the content. Maybe. I don't know. So, but either way, this message, I'm happy with it in terms of emailing it to this person, and they're going to want to, we're going to chat up, no problem. So there's not going to be any issues there. Don't answer me, but ask yourself this question. Is the goal 1 million or views and likes? I'm not even thinking about views and likes. And I'm also not even thinking about the $1 million per se. It's... Yeah. I don't know. You're saying we're overthinking this. I think, I don't know if we're overthinking about like what we're trying to do with just reaching out to people, because I think you could do two things at the same time. You could make good content that people want to watch, but also that hits the objective. Yeah. I think we're thinking way too much about this, because I don't think it needs to be an either or, because you can do multiple things at the same time. That's just what I think anyways. Because none of this stuff is, again, it's not for views, and it's not for likes or any of that kind of stuff. It's like, I'm just thinking of it as like educational, and again, am I am I teaching anybody how to make $1 million? No, because I don't know how to do it. So, what could be the educational tool in the future could be like, hey, this is what I did. And then next week, you see me do it. And then next week it's like, oh shit, that didn't work at all. So, maybe learn from that or whatever the case may be. Right. So if I just do everything off stream, then the goal of using this as like an educational tool or whatever defeats the purpose. Or then it's like, why am I doing a live stream in the first place then? If the goal is to just make $1 million, then I don't have to use the live stream for it, because this is not part of my strategy of how I'm going to make $1 million, right? So that's just my thought process, I guess, on it. Because this is like this, at least the way that it is right now, this live stream is really, right now it's probably pretty independent in terms of, like, I don't get customers through this or any other that kind of stuff, right? Like, professors are not watching this. My target market is not watching this. So this is definitely not an avenue that's going to get me clients. I don't know. Anyways, either way, I do love having these discussions because it's good things to think about. And, always kind of thinking what the purpose of something is that you're doing and making sure that you're serving that purpose and you're not getting distracted and pushed into other different ways. So I think it's very interesting indeed. Sorry for always putting you on the edge, but I feel confident enough to try to ground you when I feel you're straying or rambling. 100%. Like, I always feel comfortable to call me out on anything that I do. I love the conversations, man. I absolutely love it, and I wouldn't have it any other way. And but I will say, like, me, like, rambling, straying, I don't know what you're talking about. I never do that. Never, ever, ever. I'm always on point 100% of the time. All right. So that being said, I think this message is just fine as is. I think so. Maybe I'll read it one more time after, but all right. I'm going to say talk soon. Okay. So we'll do that. Yeah, that's good. That's good. Okay. All right. So what I'm going to do is, on that message, I'm just going to fill out this name, and there's something specifically that this person has done for me through email. And I'm going to make sure that I touch base and then I illustrate what he did and just kind of thank him for the stuff that he's done. Just as a touch base. So just put a little personal touch on that email, and then I'm going to send it off. And then we'll see what happens with the result of that conversation, because I'd really love to hear what he does have to say, because this guy's like pretty high up there in the academic space, and he knows about how the money flows, and he's really, really good at what he does. So and he understands the politics behind the universities and the like no joke, the 9-10 figures of money that kind of flows in and out of these places. So be a really good person to talk to. So really looking forward to that. And if he, and then I could ask him too, if at some point, if he'd ever want to come on to the live stream and maybe give some insights as well too. So that might be really cool. Or maybe help me go over that would be kind of really good. Once we're developing the content, helping with some of the copywriting and stuff, because you guys know I have a really hard time with that. So that'll be good. And then that'll help just everything with SEO and all that kind of stuff that we're going to work on. So it's going to be good. Rolando, one other thing here. And just your thing of saying, sorry for putting, you don't need to apologize to me at all, man. It's not, it's fantastic conversations. I love it. I would remove the to customers email and leave it only in the academy. Okay, right. So I want to touch base services strictly in the academic space. Yeah, okay, got it. Yeah, I like it. Makes sense. Got it. Okay. that have good money to spend on quality work. Right. Yeah. And basically, yeah, the premise is like no more $3,000 websites, right? Like we want clients that are okay spending $50,000, $75,000, 100,000 on like a whole, like a bigger project, right? Like maybe we can offer, it's a website, but you also need an application maybe, and the researchers need a way to aggregate their data, and all that stuff's going to come in. And then they might have all this new funding, so they got this new research group, so they might need branding, and they need the logos, and they need all the stationery and the letterheads, all that kind of stuff. So it could fit the whole gauntlet of setting up a whole like brand through like a new like research organization or whatever, right? So lots of different avenues there. And of course, there's the events and all that kind of stuff, which scientists love their conferences at especially at nice warm places, which is pretty cool. All right, so that being said, what time is it? We're almost 6:00, so dinner's already ready. So I do need to get going. So tomorrow morning, I am going to be starting the live stream pretty early, probably I think 9 a.m., 9 to 9:30 a.m. Atlantic time, whatever time that is for you. I don't know. Just because I need to. After that, there's going to be more work that I need to do for client stuff. So I'm gonna be like busy all day. So we're gonna live stream early. Actually, I don't know what we're going to work on because that's like already happening pretty soon. But anyways, we'll do that early. And that's what we're going to be doing for Pizza Friday. So all we did was sending an email today. Yeah, that's it. We sent one email. Work done. Perfect 9-hour workday right there with one email. That's all we needed. Just kidding. Enjoy the rest of the day. Yeah. Oh, it's all good. That's hilarious. I'm not even going online at that time. I'm going to run. Yeah, it's usually it's early. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, it's early. But sometimes we got to do what we got to do. Right. So thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you for watching. Appreciate all the support as always. Thank you so much, guys. Great to see you guys here. And as always, I'll be back here again tomorrow for a brand new stream. Brent, one quick. I might be here. Then who knows? Who knows? Who knows what the future might be? But anyways, hope to see you here. Anyways, 6 a.m. where I am. Yeah, that's super early. 6 a.m. for me would be probably on the bike or taking a walk too, just like you, getting that exercise in. Super important. Don't neglect the health. We got to stay healthy. We got to stay active, especially a lot of us guys sit at a desk all day. So get moving, get in shape, stay healthy. All right, guys, have a good one, and we'll see you tomorrow.